Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So if you've ever wondered how trucker pay really works in 2025, then this video is going to clear up all the confusion once and for all. So as a CDL recruiter, I talk to hundreds of drivers every single month, new students, experienced on the road drivers, and even owner operators. And one of the most common questions I get is, how much do truck drivers actually make and how is that pay calculated? So today, I'm going to break down every major type of trucking pay, what to do in your first year, and what changes came in 2025. Also, how to maximize your income, whether you're local, regional, or over the road. So by the end, you'll know exactly how the money works and what you can do to get the best pay possible with your CDL. So let's dive right into it. So trucking is a lot different than most jobs. Instead of an hourly wage or a simple salary, CDL drivers are often paid based on miles driven, loads hauled, or a percentage of the freight. Think of it this way. You're not paid for sitting in one spot. You're paid for moving freight safely and efficiently. So most carriers pay in four main ways. First up, we have cents per mile. So this is the most common pay for long haul drivers. Next up, we have hourly pay. So this is often used for local or city routes. Number three is percentage pay. So this is popular with flatbed and owner operated freight. And last, we have salary and guaranteed pay. So this is really only used by some dedicated or private fleets. So each system has its own pros and cons, and your income can vary depending on the company, region, and freight type. So let's start with the one everyone hears about, pay per mile, or cents per mile. In 2025, the average CDL driver pay rate ranges from 55 cents to 75 cents per mile, with some specialty routes paying about 85 cents for experienced drivers. So that might sound small, but here's how it adds up. If you drive 2,800 miles a week at 65 cents per mile, that's $1,820 a week, or roughly $94,000 a year before taxes. So how it works is you're paid for the miles you drive, but it's important to know which miles count. So most carriers pay practical miles based on the actual route distance, or short miles / zip code miles, which might be slightly less than what you actually drive. So this is really good because it's simple to calculate. It's great for drivers who are on the road and stay driving, and often includes mileage and safety bonuses. Some of the cons is there's no pay while you're sitting at docks or if you're stuck in traffic. And also weather and delays can also affect your earning. Some companies are now adding hourly detention pay or delay pay to fix that, which is a big 2025 trend. More and more carriers in 2025 are switching to hourly pay, especially for local and regional drivers. So if you're home daily, you're probably on hourly pay between $25 and $38 per hour, depending on your experience and endorsements. So for example, a local fuel hauler making $32 an hour, who averages 55 hours per week, earns about $91,000 a year with overtime. Pretty good, right? This is great because you're paid for all of your time, traffic, waiting, loading, etc. You're easier to track and is fairer for those short routes. Some of the bad stuff is usually limited to local work, and there's no bonus miles if you do a longer haul. So hourly pay gives most drivers transparency and stability, which a lot of new CDL grads actually prefer for the guaranteed income. Next is percentage pay, which is common in flatbed, step deck, and specialized freight, and almost universal for owner operators. So you're paid for a percentage of the revenue the load earns, usually 25 to 35% for company drivers, or 70 to 85% if you own your own truck. So for example, let's say a load pays $3,000 gross and your cut is 28%. That's $840 for one trip. If you do 2 or 3 of those per week, you're easily hitting $90,000 to $120,000 a year. So this is awesome because the income scales with freight rates and you have high pay potential when the market is strong. Some of the downsides is it's more variable, really depends on what market you're in and the season. And it can also drop if fuel or freight prices fall. So as of 2025, percentage pay is extremely popular among experienced flatbed drivers because freight rates have stabilized again after the 2023-2024 volatility. A smaller but growing number of fleets offer guaranteed weekly pay or salary style compensation. You might see ads like guaranteed $1,400 a week minimum, meaning if even the weather or downtime cuts into your miles, you still earn that amount of money. So this is super common for dedicated routes, private fleets like Walmart, Pepsi, or UPS, regional carriers that are really trying to retain their drivers. So top private fleet drivers in 2025 are earning $100,000 to $130,000 with consistent schedules and full benefits. So the trade-off is there's no flexibility, you have more structured routes, and very high standards for safety and attendance. So base pay isn't everything. Bonuses also add up fast. You also have sign-on bonuses, $1,000, $10,000 depending on the company or route. You have safety bonuses for accident-free quarters or years, fuel efficiency bonuses for minimizing idle time or smart shifting, referral bonuses for bringing on new employees, and on-time delivery or performance bonuses. Some fleets also pay a per diem to reduce taxable income, typically around 14 to 18 cents per mile, tax-free. That can increase your take-home pay without raising your gross. And let's talk about the top earners, owner-operators. These are drivers who lease or own their own truck, either contract with a carrier or book their own loads. In 2025, most owner-operators gross between $200,000 to $300,000 per year, with net income to $100,000 to $150,000 after your expenses. So those expenses typically include like your fuel, which is 35 to 40% of revenue, truck payment or lease, insurance, maintenance, taxes, and permits. But if you manage your costs and keep that truck running, this is where the serious money is made. But remember, owner-operators are small business owners, not employees. You have to handle everything from record keeping to maintenance. Many skilled drivers reach six figures within 3 to 5 years of getting their CDL by moving to the owner-operator route. Now let's compare pay by type, since this question comes up constantly. So on the road drivers, you're going to be driving 2,500 to 3,000 miles per week. The average pay for an on-the-road driver is $75,000 to $100,000. With regional, your home weekly, mix of mileage, and your hourly pay, and the average pay for a regional driver is $65,000 to $90,000 per year. If you're a local driver, you're paid hourly or daily rate, and your average pay is going to be $60,000 to $85,000 per year, and is more consistent. So while on the road pays more, local drivers enjoy that stability and home time. It's all about your lifestyle goals. Now, let's talk about what's new in 2025 and how it affects your paycheck. So companies are now using onboard systems to reward safe driving habits, smooth braking, low idling, good fuel economy, all driven by AI. Many fleets now also promise a minimum weekly to attract drivers, especially for regional and dedicated runs. Entry-level pay has jumped 10 to 15% since 2023, and new CDL holders are starting at around $55,000 to $65,000 versus the $40,000, which was very common. And also, more carriers are given raises every 6 months for clean records. Drivers who stay consistent are hitting $90,000 plus without switching jobs. So the bottom line is competition for drivers are fierce. That means more money, more benefits all across the board. So what separates that $55,000 driver from the $110,000 driver? First up is your experience. After your first year, most carriers bump your pay from 5 to 10 cents per mile. Also having endorsements, so like hazmat, tanker, doubles, triples can add another 5 to 15%. It also depends on your location. Pay is higher in the Northeast versus the Midwest and Southeast. Your safety record as well. One clean year can earn you better routes or a premium account with the company. Also, reliability. Dispatchers reward drivers who deliver on time and communicate well. So trucking pay is really performance driven. If you're safe, efficient, and dependable, the money will follow. So here's how to truly get the most out of your CDL career in 2025. First up, let's sign on with the right company. Don't chase sign-on bonuses. Look for consistent freight and fair miles. Also, stay with a carrier for a little bit to unlock pay raises and bonus tiers. You can also add endorsements early. Hazmat and Taker are the two big ones. Track your time. If you're hourly, make sure detention and layover pay are logged. Stay safe and efficient. Avoid those violations that cost you money and opportunity. And also make sure to network, guys. Talk to dispatchers, recruiters, and other drivers how to learn about better paying routes. So small moves like this can raise your annual pay $10,000 to $20,000 without changing companies. But here's how a realistic pay progression should look for a brand new CDL driver in 2025. Year one, you're a company driver and you're still training, $55,000 to $65,000. Year two, you get some specialized freight. Go into a regional role, you're making $70,000 to $85,000. Year three, you get your tanker, you do flatbed or LTL work, you're making $90,000 to $110,000. And by year four, everyone should be aiming to be an owner-operator or be on a private fleet, making $120,000 to $150,000. So you don't have to wait a decade. The CDL world rewards hard work if you play it smart. So that's how trucking pay really works in 2025 from a CDL recruiter's point of view. Whether you're brand new or experienced, understanding the pay structure can help you make better choices, avoid underpaying carriers, and move up faster. If this video helped you out, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more CDL tips, pay breakdowns, and also drop a comment down below. Tell me what kind of driving you're doing and how your company pays you. Thanks for watching, stay safe out there, and I'll see you guys in the next one.